All right, man. I'm doing this one midway third quarter. It's currently a 40-point game. That's not an exaggeration. This was a complete collapse on Phoenix's part, and we got to give Dallas their flowers, man. There's another series to go against the Warriors, but look, I made it pretty clear that I thought after game two, I didn't think Dallas had a chance in this series. I thought we were going five at the most. I was not high at all on the Jason Kidd hire back when it happened. Their defense in this game completely overwhelmed Phoenix. I'll talk about Luka and Dinwiddie making tough shots and all that, but there was one play that summed it up for me where Booker had it on the left wing. DeAndre Ayton was basically underneath the basket. Jay Crowder was in the opposite corner. And I think the way it ended up was that Dorian Finney Smith was guarding Ayton on the play. And so instead of just sticking to Ayton, he zoned up to cut off Booker's driving lane. Booker was being guarded by Bullock. And then as that happened, Luka slid down and was on Ayton. So it wasn't just an open layup for him. And while this was happening, Crowder was open in the corner. So that was the one pass. But even then, Luka, as well as Brunson, who was on the wing, were both in position to close out to Crowder. And it led to Booker just taking a not very encouraging 15-footer, which, I mean, he makes a lot of those, but tonight, obviously, nothing was dropping. Just take that idea, stretch it out to the rest of the game, apply some creative double teams and just the defense being on a string. And then on the other end, I mean, whether it's Luka getting a switch onto Ayton or getting the pick and pop because they didn't want to give him the switch, or it was him making Cam Johnson fall, then getting the three, or getting a switch onto Ayton, and then it's a turnaround jumper. I'm sure he went at Chris Paul in the post and stretches of this game. And then you got Dinwiddie, who's making sidestep threes, and he got a Biyombo switch, and he beat him. And a complete domination. And for Phoenix, there's no other way to slice it. This was a disaster. They won 60-something games, and this was an all-time no-show. I mean, a lot's been talked about being more aggressive on defense with Chris Paul, having Reggie Bullock pick him up, if not full court, at least at half court a lot more often, and Luka going at him on the other end. And I mean, Dallas really progressed off of, that game where the Suns were hunting Luka. Then it became, well, number one, Luka was just better defensively, but also, hedging or just having a defense that wasn't just, okay, you want the Luka switch, here's the Luka switch. You know what I mean? So kudos to Jason Kidd and kudos to everybody for that. And the 5-out offense, which gave Phoenix so many problems. And now we go on to the Warriors and the Mavericks. And I mean, the Grizzlies series had some interesting moments from the Warriors. I guess that's one way to put it. I mean, they won the thing in the end, but between getting blown out really bad in that one game, squeaking out one of the other games, we'll see. I'll end up doing a prediction video for that one. And unlike Celtics Heat, that one's going to have a few days to breathe. So that's nice. As for Phoenix now, this is a very awkward thing to try to talk about. I mean, you don't get rid of any of the big four. I understand DeAndre Ayton's contract is not agreed upon yet, the extension, of course, but they're going to come to an extension this offseason, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to say when it comes to offseason moves when your main guys were horrible in a game seven. I mean, if I wanted to take like a super objective look at Phoenix's roster, I would say, the power forward position, Jay Crowder or Cam Johnson, like maybe if the guy there had a little more shot creation skills or whatever, that would be nice. And yeah, there's been the whole conversation of DeAndre Ayton's aggressiveness and how often they're looking for him and all that. And that's all kind of normal basketball roster questions, but most of the time that was sort of nitpicking under the assumption that at worst Phoenix would be back in the conference finals. And it's like, what do you want me to do now? Anyway, my finals pick is done because it was Suns Bucks for the whole year. And I guess now I'm looking forward to some quotes out of the Suns thing. Do we get anything spicy or is it just going to be like, hey man, we just sucked?